History tells us a comfortable story. It tells us that for thousands of years, the two halves of our world lived in total isolation. On one side, the dynasties of Egypt and the tribes of Europe. On the other, the mysterious empires of the Americas. Divided by 3,000 miles of treacherous, dark Atlantic water. But what if the history books are wrong? How do we explain the identical pyramids built on opposite sides of this ocean? How do we explain the shared myths of a white god who arrived from the sea bringing the gift of civilization? Today, on LearnScape, we aren't just looking at ruins, we are hunting for a ghost. A ghost civilization that might have turned the Atlantic Ocean into a highway while the rest of humanity was still using stone tools. Grab your gear. We're going deep into the Atlantic paradox. Let's start with the most obvious elephant in the room, the pyramids. If you ask a mainstream archaeologist, they'll tell you it's just a coincidence. They say the pyramid is the most stable shape to build high, so everyone just figured it out. But look closer. Both the Egyptians and the Mesoamericans didn't just build big piles of stone, they built astronomical computers. Both sets of pyramids align perfectly with the stars, specifically the Belt of Orion. Both cultures used complex mathematics involving the value of pi, $3.14, a concept supposedly unknown to the primitive Americans. Was there a master blueprint carried across the waves? If these two cultures never met, why did they share the same obsession with the stars, the same burial rituals, and the same impossible architectural precision? It's a puzzle that doesn't fit the map we've been given. Now let's look at the hard evidence, the kind that leaves scientists scratching their heads in silence. In 1992, a German toxicologist named Svetlana Balabanova tested the remains of Egyptian mummies, including the famous pharaoh Ramses II. What she found was impossible. Traces of nicotine and coca. Why is this a problem? Because in the ancient world, the coca plant and tobacco only grew in the Americas. There were no such plants in Africa or Europe until Columbus arrived thousands of years later. So, how did a pharaoh in the Nile Valley get his hands on a plant from the Andes Mountains? There are only two options. Either the ancient Egyptians were much better sailors than we think, or there was a middleman, a civilization sitting right in the middle of the Atlantic, trading with both worlds. But if there was a central civilization in the Atlantic, where is the physical evidence? Where are the cities? In 1968, just off the coast of North Bimini in the Bahamas, a discovery was made that shocked the world. Submerged in only 20 feet of water lies a half-mile-long path of massive rectangular limestone blocks. It's known as the Bimini Road. Mainstream geologists argue it's a natural formation called beach rock. But there's a catch. These stones are perfectly fitted, some even appear to be stacked, and they contain materials not native to the local seabed. Even more chilling is the prophecy of Edgar Cayce, the famous American mystic. In 1938, decades before the discovery, he predicted that a portion of the temples of Atlantis would be found under the slime of ages near Bimini. Is it just a geological fluke? Or are we looking at the remains of a massive harbor, a gateway to a continent that the ocean claimed for itself? The name Atlantis comes to us from the Greek philosopher Plato. He described a superpower that existed 9,000 years before his time, a civilization of advanced navigators and engineers. He claimed they disappeared in a single day and night of misfortune, a massive cataclysm of earthquakes and floods. For a long time, historians laughed at this. But today we know about the Younger Dryas, a period roughly 11,600 years ago when global sea levels rose rapidly due to melting ice sheets. Interestingly, this timeline matches Plato's date for the sinking of Atlantis almost perfectly. We may never find a city with the word Atlantis carved into the gates, but the evidence of the Atlantic paradox, the shared pyramids, the forbidden plants in mummies, and the underwater ruins suggests that our history is not a straight line. It's a circle with a massive, missing piece in the middle. The Atlantic Ocean still guards its secrets well. But as our technology gets better and we dive deeper, the truth is rising to the surface. Was there a mother culture that connected the world? Or are these all just incredible coincidences? We want to hear what you think. Drop a comment below. Was Atlantis a myth or a forgotten reality? If you found this journey as fascinating as we did, give this video a thumbs up and share it with a fellow history hunter. And don't forget to subscribe to LearnScape for more deep dives into the mysteries of our past. I'm your host, and this is LearnScape. Until next time, keep questioning what you know.